Using a technique called stat rolling, you can achieve perfect tech stats in No Man's Sky without having to buy a million upgrades. I will warn, this is a little bit glitchy, similar to reloading your save to get a different item, except it's a bit more work on your end. Procedural upgrades, those ones you buy from one of the vendors on a space station, all have their stats determined via a seed. This seed is save-wide and is used to determine the stats on any upgrade you get. You may have noticed when applying an upgrade that if you reload your save to just before you used it and try again, you'll get the same results. That's because the seed that determines the stat is still the same. The seed will change or be forwarded when a new module is installed. So if you install one module and record its stats and then reload to just before you installed it, you can install any other module before installing that previous one to get a different result. This is because on the second try you installed a different module which effectively used the current seed, and so the next in line was available to use. This technique takes advantage of this system. The old method for doing this is to make a save, then use your S or X class modules. Installing them in order of left to right is recommended to easily see what order you installed them in. You check the stats on those modules, and if there's a good one you'd like to keep, you note down what number in the order of installing them it was. You then reload the save. Let's say our great upgrade was number 5. We'd install 4 cheap C-class modules, then install our good one for that amazing module, and carry on. Well, since the ability to package technology has become a thing, you can now forward the seed by reinstalling packaged technology, saving you the nanites you'd have spent on the C-class modules. For this, just pick a technology you already have installed and package it, then reinstall it. The action of reinstalling will forward the seed on your save. Procedural upgrades work by having a pool of stats it can choose from, as well as specific ranges for the strength those stats can be. A nice simple example are hyperdrive upgrades. These have 2 potential stats, hyperdrive range and warp cell efficiency. As you can see on screen, the hyperdrive range stat has a different potential strength dependent on the class. This is the same with all procedural modules. C, B, A and S class will largely go up in potential from C to S, with both the minimums and maximums increasing, while X class will usually be anywhere from the worst C class can be to as good or slightly better than the best S class. Warp cell efficiency as a stat is not possible to get on C or B class hyperdrive upgrades, but is guaranteed to be present on A and S, and it will always be 100%. X class, however, as well as having the much larger range for hyperdrive range, also isn't guaranteed to have 2 stats. It will have 1 or 2, and if 1, it could be either efficiency or range. Where the seed that determines stats comes in is that it will determine the values within the ranges the upgrades have. So for S class it'll say the number between 220 and 265 hyperdrive range. For X class it will first determine whether it's 1 or 2 stats. If 1, then which one, then it will determine where between 50 and 320 the hyperdrive range falls, if hyperdrive range is even chosen. The only modules this does not apply to are the freighter technology modules. These particular upgrades are obtained from derelict freighters or pirate freighter battles. Their stats are determined when you get them and are static to the system you obtain them in, which is very useful when someone finds a max stat upgrade and shares a location with everyone. I always find the easiest way to understand something is to view it from multiple angles. When it comes to something like this, examples are great, so I'm going to run through stat rolling on some S-Class scanner upgrades for my multi-tool, with the objective of gaining fauna analysis reward stats of 9,500 or more on all 3 modules. This isn't a crazy thing to shoot for, as you can see both S and X-Class scanner upgrades can achieve this, and only focusing on fauna makes it an even higher likelihood of success. X-Class also, while still taking more attempts than S-Class, are far more reasonable these days due to an addition Hello Games made to how they roll, and that is that if the modules get incredibly bad super low rolls, they will be turned into exceptional rolls. This has massively increased the chance of obtaining very high and perfect rolls on X-Class. I prepared a blank spreadsheet for recording results, with a column for the roll as well as each stat so I could record the actual values. I went to a pirate system to get 3 X-Class scanner upgrades, as I thought for this I'd go the tedious route and just edit it down for you. If you're going after X-Class, I'd recommend you buy the suspicious packets too, as not only are these a great way to convert units to nanites, but you can just get the tech you are after from them if you buy enough. Though note that only suspicious weapons or tech packets give X-Class technology, suspicious goods will not. I didn't from these 8, so I just bought the modules with the nanites I got for selling the ones from the packets. After making a save, I used the 3 scanner upgrades. Sadly, all 3 were awful, but this is to be expected. I reloaded the restore point, then forwarded the seed 3 times by packaging and reinstalling a random tech. In this case it was a refiner. I then installed the 3 upgrades again and was quite shocked. The first one was okay. It had a really nice high fauna analysis reward and a high scan range. Only 2 stats, but it was the one we want and a helpful one for seeing icons further away in the analysis visor. The second module, however, was outstanding. I thought it would take a long time to see one of this quality, especially as I did this recently and it took 50 rolls to see one like this. Over 10,000 for all 3 reward stats and a high scan stat. This is 100% a keeper. The third roll was awful. So I reloaded the restore point, then packaged and reinstalled the refiner 3 times. I then installed 2 of the scanner upgrades first, saved, and got 2 new XCA scanner upgrades to continue. I could have forwarded the seed once more as I knew the next roll was bad, but I forgot. As I'd reset my starting roll by saving again after installing those 2 very nice modules, I installed the 3rd upgrade and the 2 new ones, all of which were awful, so I did the whole reload, forward the seed 3 times and try again. And this is what turned this tiny session into some of the best luck I've ever had in this game. The first was awful, but the second and third were top class. All reward stats on the second and third modules were no lower than 9,637%, and the highest was 10,793. The scan rolls were 46 and 47. At this point, while they aren't perfect, I see no real reason to go further. I deleted the first roll that just had 2 stats and now have 3 extremely good modules on this save. I feel like this example is a bit twisted, as from my recent experience this is abnormally good luck. As I said before, it took 50 or so rolls the other week to get a single decent one, so don't expect the world. To summarise, your goal here is to find out what the stats will be for the upgrade modules you have yet to use. We do this by taking advantage of the consistency in how the stats on those modules is decided. We make a save point, specifically a restore point that won't be automatically overwritten. Then we use the modules to see what stats they will have. We can then just revert to the save and decide whether we want those stats. We can look further into the future stats by manipulating the seed that decides them, as this seed changes with every module you install, and will change the same way every time from the same save point. Meaning you can install 1,000 modules, record all of them, then revert back to the save before you use them, and use cheaper alternatives like packaging and reinstalling an existing module in place of using a nice fancy upgrade module between the good rolls you recorded. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask below. Myself or others from the community can surely help you. As you're clearly on a technology binge, here are 2 videos perfect for you. One about how adjacency bonuses work and the other how supercharged slots work. Peace.